My task was to help her look and sound more presidential. She would hold a weekly meeting for her team. The meeting was at a long rectangular conference room table. She sat at the head of the table. I suggested to her that when appropriate, as she was talking, she might want to gesture in a big way. She said, "I can't do that." I said, "Why not?" She said, "Because I might hit the guy who's sitting over there." And I said, "You're the president. He'll duck." But more important was her feeling, you understand where I'm going here, her feeling that she couldn't expand her space because she might impinge on someone else. That's not presidential, is it? When you're the president, you take the space you need. Space equals power. We call it Chutzpah and Cojones. Chutzpah is an old Yiddish word. It means nerve, guts, being bold, taking a risk. Cojones is in a beautiful language, Spanish, and it means the same thing. I was in Austin, Texas. I was facilitating a 3-hour breakout session with a senior executive of a major multinational corporation and his senior leadership team, maybe 12 people in the room. This exec was not happy with me, whatever. He wasn't happy. But he didn't say anything negative, and it's really important to emphasize this. He wasn't impolite, he wasn't antagonistic, he didn't say anything inappropriate, but I want to show you his body language. Sitting around the conference room table, sat like this, and we were in one of those, those chairs that move, right? So he's sitting there like this. And then he lifted one foot, I'm not going to try and model this, he lifted one foot and he put it up on the conference room table, lifted his other foot up on the conference room table, crossed his pointy-toed, well-tooled cowboy boots on the table. And he's sitting there like that, right? Now, he didn't have to say anything. I was reading his body language, obviously. I often say body language is leaking. His wasn't leaking, it was spilling over. It was covering the room. And of course, his team is watching this. So you might be curious what I did. I figured I had 2 options. Now, mind you, I've been hired to get some things done in that 3-hour span of time. I have a focus, I have an agenda. So what could I do? I could fight him or feed him. Fight him, right? Try and really go head on. Well, think about this. Who was going to win? Not me. And probably both of us were going to lose. His conference room, his team, his company, his state, for goodness sake. I'm from New England. I'm in Texas. I'm already at a loss. So I decided that wasn't going to work. But I did think I could feed him. So this is what I did. And by the way, I'm engaging in conversation as all this thoughtfulness is going through my head, trying to build rapport in the room, trying to get the team involved. And I would ask a question, and whatever he said, I'd say, "Oh, that's a great answer. Let me just jot that down." And I've got flip chart paper all around the room, and I write down what he says. And then we're having more conversation, and he may say something else. "That is a great point. May I just get that down? Let's make sure we've got that point down." And whatever he said, I either wrote it down, visual reinforcement, or I said it again, and I used his words to bridge to the points that I needed to make and the work that I needed to do. So bit by bit, I was trying to help him feel less threatened, because that's how I actually read the body language. Yes, it was egregious, in your face, but really, why was he doing it? He wasn't comfortable, for whatever reason. That wasn't my problem. My issue was create comfort with this person, because I need him, and we need each other. So eventually, he put his feet down. I think he went to get a cup of coffee from the sideboard, and then came back and just sat like a normal person. It was like a good way of shifting without calling attention to it. Eventually, he put his hands down on the table and he was engaged. That's an egregious example, but think about your own body language. How are people reading your body language?